What's up? Another video. Let's learn a little bit of math today. Alright, so we've got this equation here that we've got to solve. Now, we look at this and we see the fractions up there in the exponents. And when you look at it, this equation, it kind of looks familiar. Well, this is an equation that's quadratic in form. Let's just look at this problem here. Okay, let's say if we have something like x squared plus 2x minus 3 equals 0. That's a quadratic equation. We know how to solve that. We can factor it, we can use quadratic formula, we can complete the square, whatever on here. Okay, and notice the quadratic equation. You see this middle term here and this first term. If you notice, the first term is the middle term squared, right? If you square this middle term right here, you're going to get this first term. So that's how we're going to look at this. Look at that middle term there, that x to the 1/3. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to say let u equal x to the 1/3. And then I'm going to square both sides here. So that's going to give me u squared equals x to the 1/3 squared. So that's u squared equals x to the, now what do we do here? Well, remember, we have a property that says a raised to the m raised to the n is a to the m times n. We multiply them. So if we multiply that, remember that's 2 over 1. So that's going to be to the 2/3. And you can see when we take the middle term, which is the x to the 1/3, and we square it, we get the first term. So this is an equation that's quadratic in form. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace the x to the 1/3. I'm going to replace that with u, and the x to the 2/3, I'm going to replace that with u squared. So that's going to give me u squared minus 5u plus 6 is equal to 0. Now, this looks like a quadratic equation. So let's solve it. So we're going to factor it. So that's going to be u minus 3, u minus 2. And so I get u equals, let's come over here, u minus 3 equals 0, or u minus 2 equals 0. And so then I'm going to add 3 to both sides here. So that's u equal 3, or here I'm going to add 2 to both sides, u equals 2. All right, but remember, we're not trying to solve for u. We want to solve for x. Well, notice I have u here. So I'm going to take u and I'm going to plug the x to the 1/3 back in. So that's x to the 1/3 equals 3. Or x to the 1/3 equals 2. And then what do I do to solve this? Well, I can cube both sides. So that's going to be x equals, and then 3 cubed is 27. And do the same thing here. I'm going to cube both sides. And so that's going to give me, or x equals 8. And there's your solutions. So that wasn't too bad. Looked like a complicated problem, but it was pretty easy to solve, wasn't it? All right, so I hope you enjoyed that video. Check out my other videos. Give me a like, share, subscribe, comment, and I will see y'all in the next one. Later.